What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, eternalevolution, covering more content on Eternal Evolution. Now before we get into this video on Artas, please do click like, subscribe and comment below to help the channel grow. I can't thank all of you enough. Now we're going to be covering Artas, yes I know I just mentioned it, we're going to be covering Artas. It's going to be a much shorter guide than say Emma. That's purely the fact because Artas isn't a late game hero. He will drop off in comparison to other heroes. So we're going to try and do like a quick build kind of thing on what you should focus on when you're using your Artas. Now, regardless of his skills, he is a very good beginning character. And a lot of people seem to pull a lot of him. I don't know why. It just is that way. Now, let's consider his gear for a moment. We're not going to go through his skills even. The fact is that to begin with, you always want to have him on a defense set. Every piece should be a defense set. Everything should be defense percent if you can get it, other than the boots, and that should be damage reduction because it's so much more viable than say defense increase. So you want to have damage reduction. You want to look for defense percent stats and damage reduction stats. I mean, crit damage, no. I mean, a little bit of crit rate maybe because he does damage based on defense. But ideally, you just want to be focusing for defense percent and damage reduction. And these are your go-to stats. If you can get HP percent as well on your substat, that is also nice. But just please do focus your damage reduction. Sorry. I mean, he's rolled bad, but after we get out of our defense set and we're moving on in the game a little bit, the ideal set to go for is a gluttonous gauntlet. That's because his damage is, or his attacks are so fast. It's important that he's high attack speed, and we'll show why in Decent Caves why he is needed to be fast attack speed as well. So again, whatever set it is, defense percent or gluttonous, you know, you're going to want 4 pieces for gluttonous, and that'll be defense percent like I have here, and damage reduction, and then try and get damage reduction on the other substats and defense percent if you can. That is his main goal. His exclusives, I mean, you don't have to look too much into them. There are much more viable options at the moment to be using your runes on. So don't go overboard. I mean, even I feel like I went a little bit high here. But the fact is that damage reduction can be nice. But there are better tanks, and we're not using him as a tank late game. There are other better options. He is a Vanguard hero. So let's have a little look at what we should aim for. Like what content he can clear. Yes, he will be very good to begin with if you can push him through. He will do good in campaign. He will do good in Decent Caves. He will do good pretty much everywhere, but he does become a bit squishy when the enemies start getting very high. Now, the reason we have him on Gluttonous as well is obviously because we're going to showcase Decent Caves again, like we did with our video on Emma. He does attack very fast. So as you know from my if you watched my previous video on Emma, and you should watch it by the way, that is a very in-depth video on her build. We talk about all her skills, her talents, everything. Okay, so what he does here for us is we can use 2 DPS and 2 supports, meaning we can survive much longer. So let's have a little look. Actually, I have some extras here for some reason. We will do 6. So you're going to see here that without Artas, if we was just using, say, a tank, it wouldn't work because the tank doesn't hit enough. You can see how fast his attacks are. Just watch. You can just watch him. Like he will be attacking pretty often. And obviously, the faster his attack speed is, the faster he's going to hit. So we can benefit from the gluttonous, and with the shield we can just about, I mean, that is on the limit. So we always need 2 multi-attacking heroes. Emma is also on a gluttonous set and a attack set, I believe. Obviously Artas is on a gluttonous and a defense set because his damage is based off his defense, and it's going to make him tankier. That damage reduction is also huge, meaning he can tank a bit. But I feel like in Decent Caves, this is always going to be the way forward up through the stages. I'll let you know, though, as we get further on in the stages, if he can still do this. I have faith. I mean, with Liran and Serena healing together, I feel like they could heal the majority as long as we had the damage getting the boss down to these stages fast enough. That's the main thing here, really. But the extra attacks on the shield are just huge, so always do build Artas with Gluttonous if you can. And remember, again, defense percent, and damage reduction percent. I mean, sometimes we can get that shield down kind of fast, but I think that's the ultimates from the others proccing at a good kind of time, though. We're getting the multi-hits in. The other places that you're going to use Artas is he will carry you early game through campaign very easily with the likes of Serena next to him. You can always move Serena up into the front row if she has good stat gear, say high health percent with the healing set on her. She will do pretty well next to him on the front line because the more damage she takes or the more hits she takes, the faster her action bar fills up. So that's another good little note to add. He's going to help you through the soul tower. Sorry, guys. Getting jumbled, mumbled. Yeah, but I mean, I need to answer for this as well because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. He let me know about the 2 attack, 2 supports, and an Artas on the Gluttonous set to be attacking the Disa Caves. I should probably do a video on its own about that as well once we get to stage 12. So obviously he could be used in Tara Dome. He can be used in Sinsaro Marsh as well, depending on how you're working that. I mean, ideally you want to have the 1 tank, 1 healer, and then DPS, to be honest. But he can be used in Arena, but again, he's not doing a huge amount of damage. He does do some damage with his defense percent, but it's not massive. It's not massive. Alright guys, so I said I'd keep it short. I tried to keep it short. It's a little bit shorter than my usual. We didn't go through the skills, we didn't go through the talents. I'm Carl's@LeBall. If you liked the video, please do click like, subscribe, and comment below to let me know. Take care everyone. Have a great evening, all day, wherever you are.